It's no secret that Abel Tesfaye is a deep lover of cinema. This year he releases After Hours, named after the 1985 Martin Scorsese film of the same name, as well as having his big screen debut with the Safdie brothers drama Uncut Gems. But Abel's obsession with film can be traced back long before he was The Weeknd. Back in 2009, when he was 19 years old, Abel started a Tumblr where he wrote about his love for cinema, as well as posting stills from many films, giving hints of Abel's initial desires to be a writer and filmmaker. His first post was on October 21, 2009, about renowned surrealist filmmaker David Lynch. Abel wrote, "When we wake up in the morning, our minds try to tell us what we've just witnessed in our dreams. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the water from the sink washes those memories away and we forget our experience before breakfast. But one man was given the gift to retell his dreams and nightmares through film and share his experiences with the world. He toys with our thoughts and gives us the ultimate mindfuck until the final scene, and terrifies us with images that we have no knowledge on. David Lynch is a master of imagery and uses nightmares to tell his stories. He is one of the greatest psychological thriller directors to ever sit behind the camera and will be on my Tumblr frequently." He continued that same day with several short write-ups about directors and films, including Sergio Leone, Tim Burton, Spike Jonze, Sofia Coppola, and Dario Argento. The Tumblr continues in this vein, as Abel writes his thoughts about several films, trends, and artists. These simple write-ups show Abel's fervent passion for film, with touches of his personality. Some notable posts include Bram Stoker's Dracula, Taxi Driver, Where the Wild Things Are, and Lars von Trier's Antichrist. He also has many posts about Scorsese films, as well as the 1973 film Serpico, reflecting an early interest in the New York setting, which is visited in the After Hours era. The most interesting find on this Tumblr is his references to writing and shooting a short film. On October 23rd, exclaiming, "I can't wait to shoot my first short," and November 3rd, a photo of his laptop, a glass of wine, the news playing on the television, and the caption, "Shooting soon." Whatever happened to this short film we might never know, but it's possible ideas could have been later used for his music career. The Tumblr ran for only about a month and a half, abruptly dropping off December 2nd, 2009, then returning with one more post January 12, 2011, announcing the incarnation so familiar to us now. "I am back, The Weeknd." On February 24, 2011, just over a month later, the first song, What You Need, from his debut mixtape House of Balloons, was uploaded to YouTube. Thus began Abel's explosive rise to music stardom. But Abel never lost his obsession with cinema. In lyrics on House of Balloons, he makes references to 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street and 1983's Trading Places. During the early promotion for his official debut album, Kissland, 2 videos were posted on his YouTube with snippets of songs. The first was titled John Carpenter, notable director of horror films such as Halloween, The Thing, and In the Mouth of Madness, as well as action sci-fi favorites Big Trouble in Little China and They Live. The second video was titled Roman Polanski, director of psychological horror and mystery films like Rosemary's Baby, Repulsion, and Chinatown. About the album, Abel tells Complex magazine, "A lot of it is inspired by filmmakers like John Carpenter, David Cronenberg, and Ridley Scott, because they know how to capture fear. That's what Kissland is to me, an environment that's just honest fear. I don't know who I am right now, and I'm doing all these outlandish things in these settings that I'm not familiar with. To me, it's the most terrifying thing ever. So when you hear the screams in the record, and you hear all these horror references, and you feel scared, listen to the music, because I want you to feel what I'm feeling. Kissland is like a horror movie." Titles from Kissland appear to reference films as well: The Town, Adaptation, Professional, and Tears in the Rain, from the famous Blade Runner quote.
"All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain."
He revisits his love for David Lynch in a post on Facebook, Young Eraserhead, "In heaven, everything is fine." Between Kissland and the album that landed him in the top 40, Beauty Behind the Madness, he released the standalone single King of the Fall and played a short tour of 4 shows. The poster resembles one for Denis Villeneuve's 2013 film Enemy, starring Jake Gyllenhaal as a man and his doppelganger.
You don't go to the movies, do you?
Fittingly, the song that broke The Weeknd into the mainstream was for a movie soundtrack, 50 Shades of Grey. Although not a critically acclaimed film, this brought The Weeknd finally into the realm of Hollywood. Then came The Hills, with its lyrical and titular reference to Wes Craven's 1977 horror classic The Hills Have Eyes, and a sci-fi film score sample from 2013's The Machine. The Weeknd was now a superstar, and that was solidified with his follow-up album Starboy, with another titular film reference to the 2003 true story thriller Party Monster. In several interviews, he continues to speak of his obsession with cinema, Regarding his influences for Starboy, he wanted to create a vainglorious and indestructible persona, saying to Billboard magazine, "I was a teenager when I saw Scarface, and even though it was unbelievable, it's kind of cool Tony Montana could survive all those gunshots and not feel them." In an interview with GQ, his love for psychological thrillers is revisited, bringing up David Cronenberg. Eastern Promises is great, but the later films he started doing with Viggo Mortensen, A History of Violence, that was like when Woody Allen started doing Match Point. Nowadays, there is no separation between the world of film and Abel Tesfaye. He has been invited to Leonardo DiCaprio's 43rd birthday party, with Robert Pattinson also in attendance. Back on his Tumblr, 19-year-old Abel had exclaimed, "Leo D doesn't make shit movies ever," as well as his cameo in Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler, who also made an appearance on his Tumblr. Now with the release of After Hours, the video for Heartless is visually inspired by 1998's Hunter S. Thompson novel adaptation Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and in a photo on Instagram, a poster for 1983's Videodrome is seen on the wall. It also seems that Abel is presenting this album and its story more like a film, much like he did with Kissland, and is playing a more distinct character. In an interview with CR Fashion, he says, "I feel confident with where I'm taking this record. There's also a very committed vision and character being portrayed, and I get to explore a different side of me that my fans have never seen." The interview also states that Abel's current obsessions are the films Trouble Every Day from 2001, 1980's Dressed to Kill, 1982 West German horror Der Fan, and another Martin Scorsese film from 1986, The Color of Money. Now we have the 5-minute short film After Hours, setting up the most compelling Weeknd story so far. I can't wait to see where this chapter goes and to immerse myself in the cinematic influences that Abel introduces. I would love to see him work with David Lynch, or finally create his own feature film. Whatever he does, I will be watching. What can I say? The man has impeccable taste.